Welcome to Efiwe, excellence without stress.
Welcome guys to Efiwe, excellence without stress. I'm Efiwe, your use of English teacher, and I am happy to be here. He broke up with her yesterday. Now let's look at the highlighted words. Broke up in the past tense. Now, we can't say that because we have the verb break and the preposition up. So, break means to tear into pieces, up means literal up. And then we say, oh, did he break her into pieces? Break up, or broke up rather, as we have here, is an example of what we call phrasal verbs in English language. And that will lead us to our topic today, phrasal verbs. Now this is a very short topic, a very short lesson. For phrasal verbs, we're just going to consider, we'll define phrasal verbs, give examples of phrasal verbs, and finally we'll answer questions on phrasal verbs. So let's get right into it. What are phrasal verbs? From what we saw in our first instance, break up. So we already know that phrasal verbs are combination, phrasal verbs. So it's not just one word that we're referring to. It's formed from a combination of a verb with either a preposition or an adverb, or we could have the two. But just know that a verb must be present. Now, one thing to note about phrasal verbs is that usually they take on meaning that is a meaning that is different from that of the original verb. Break up, to break, probably to break something into pieces, to destroy. Up, to go up or down. But now when we bring them together, break and up as a phrasal verb, it now means to end a romantic relationship. So he broke up with her. That means he ended his relationship with her. Let's look at some other examples of phrasal verbs. Broke into, break into. It means to enter a place by force. Pay off. When you say something paid off, that means it yielded good fruits, it yielded good results. To break down. Broke down. To break down can either mean to destroy. Look up to. Now we can't say because we have the word look up and to. So it means to raise our head and look up to someone. To look up to means to admire. To look down on means to not give a person regard, to not respect someone, to think you're bigger than them, so you're looking down on them. It does not mean that you're putting your head down. To get on with is to have a friendly relationship. To break out, to arise suddenly. To put up with. When you say you're putting up with someone or something, that means you're enduring. To give up is to get tired, to not want to continue, to end a thing. To lift up. We have go ahead. We have look after. That means to take care. Wrap up. We have bear with. That means be patient. We have walk up, to approach. And we have turn down, to reject. There are also other examples of phrasal verbs. Let's look at some of these examples in sentences. A stranger walked up to me at the park. Simply means that a stranger approached me. Dele broke off his engagement with Lucy. He ended his engagement. BC has not gotten over the car loss. Gotten over there means that she has not recovered. The team went over the contract before they signed it. Went over here simply means that they looked at it thoroughly. They can come along if they want. They can follow. You can't give up now. I handed in my essay today. I submitted. It is a bad thing to look down on people. It's a bad thing to disregard people, to not give them the respect they deserve. My husband gets along. To get along here means to have a good relationship, to flow, to have a harmonious relationship. So my husband gets along with my siblings. Now let's answer these questions. Leave me alone, blurted the angry customer. I can't dash with your price hikes. A. Make do. B. Put up. C. Deal. D. Make up. The correct option is option A. I can't make do. To make do here means to manage with. The next question, the vice principal asks the students to always dash their answers only from the textbooks recommended for the course. A. Look out. B. Search out. C. Look up. D. Bring up. The correct option is C. To look up means to search for information. The next question, Omeime was taking his dog for a walk when the dog suddenly dashed from his chain and escaped. A. Broke through. B. Broke loose. C. Broke even. D. Broke loose. The correct option is option D, because there we have the correct spelling of loose as we need it in this context. So to break loose, to escape. The next question, if we go hunting this weekend, we will have to dash with scratch mules and sleep in a hut in the forest. A. Make up. B. Make do. C. Make out. D. Make do. The correct option is either option B, option D. That means we have, because we repeated the same thing in option B and D. So to make do is still to manage with. If we go hunting this weekend, we'll have to manage with scratch mules and sleep in a hut in the forest. The frightening explosion in the factory dashed whole wing. A. Washed out. B. Wiped out. C. Rooted out. D. Flushed out. The correct option is option B. To wipe out means to eliminate. And the last question, she has always dashed to the matron. A. Looked after. B. Looked up. C. Looked down. D. Looked. The correct option is option B. She has always looked up to the matron. To look up means to admire. And that will bring us to the end of our lesson on phrasal verbs. Now, to practice more and answer more questions, to test your knowledge on phrasal verbs, all you have to do is to download the Efiwe app and you'll be good to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in our next class.